Believe it or not, summer is just around the corner. Luckily, Armor All, America's most trusted auto appearance brand, has what your car needs to get that perfect summer shine. Plus, now through May 31st, we'll give you $5 for every $20 you spend on Armor All products. That means car wash pods, protectant, tire shine, you name it. Find out how to get your $5 rebate at armorall.com. Armor All, less work, more clean. Terms apply.
Happy April, everyone! Today on CityCast Portland, it's all our top picks for the month in food, entertainment, and everything in between. And joining me on the show are our very own producers, Notarianni and Giulia Fiaoni. It's Monday, April 1st. I'm Claudia Meza, and this is what Portland's talking about. Happy April, everyone. Welcome to the show.
Hey, good morning.
Julia, John, Claudia. So our monthly guides, in case you're wondering if you're new to the show, there's something we started doing to feel a bit more connected to our city. We were all getting tired of being told we should have been somewhere or done something like the day after. And so we're like, why don't we be proactive about this? Don't you hate when people do that and they're just like, oh, this thing you would have loved. It's perfect for you. You should have been there. I was there. It's like, why didn't you tell me?
Yeah.
Why would you wait? Anyhow, we're not those friends to everyone who's listening. We're going to tell you about it. So you guys, first off, what's your favorite thing to do to ring in the spring season in Portland?
I can go first. I think that the thing to do is strap on your hiking boots and get up to Dog Mountain, also known as Hot Dog Mountain.
Hot dog.
Which we will be calling it forevermore.
Oh my God.
Dog Mountain, this great hike. It's on the north side of the gorge, kind of past Carson. You know, the spring is the perfect time to do it because it's not too hot. But doing it this time of year, you're going to hit wildflower season. Not wildfire season, wildflower season. Mm-hmm. Normally, wildflowers don't really pop until like the end of April. But I've been hearing some reports that they're already starting to bud a little bit. So you could like get out there a little bit early and be the first ones out there hiking up a very steep hill, looking at beautiful flowers. And if you do it this month, you're going to be able to dodge the permit rigmarole, right? Oh. So a year or two ago, they put in a system where you need to have permits to hike Hot Dog Mountain on the weekends. But that's only from April 27th to June 16th, which means that most of this month, you'll be able to get up there and hike that mountain without having to worry about getting a permit first and be in a beautiful field of flowers and just feel so glad that the rainy season is over.
That is normally what I do. And when I saw that you wrote that, John, I was just like, damn you, John.
Stole your hike.
That is like exactly what we do. One thing I will say, Julie, have you been to Dog Mountain yet?
I've not gone.
Okay, one tip. I'm sure, John, you already know this, but it's really muddy. In some places, the snow might not have been thoroughly melted. I would suggest bringing proper shoe wear. I once tried to do this in Nike Cortez, and I just slid I slid into so many people. I don't know. I should have been banned that day, honestly. But yeah, you must be wearing proper shoes. And if you have space for it, bring some, like, what are the ones below a crampon,
Yeah, or like yak tracks. Yeah.
Yeah, yak tracks. A yak track would be perfect. Just a heads up, you guys, because it's a straight up shot. So the elevation does drastically change and it might get a little frosty. I just don't want anybody else looking like I did.
Slipping and sliding.
Yeah. What about you, Julia? How are you looking to ring in the spring season?
Yeah, so my favorite place to go is the park that's closest to my house. It's called Oregon Park. It's right behind the Dave's Hot Chicken on Sandy. But my favorite thing to do before I get there is to stop by this burrito place called St. Burrito. It's at this food cart pod near 28th and Burnside. So I walk down there, get the burrito, come back, and have a little picnic at the park. It's great. Everyone's out playing with their dogs and playing like little community sports. It's just like really, really nice. And the sun's usually shining over that park until probably about 6 o'clock this time of year. So if you haven't gone, it's pretty small and kind of tucked away in a residential neighborhood, but It's definitely the way I like to kick off my spring season.
That's smart. It's also not too far from Laurelhurst, which means that like a lot of the bozos are going to get pulled over to Laurelhurst, and you have Oregon Park to yourself.
The bozos.
Bozos.
I imagine the people around Lowerhurst right now just like polishing their monocle, being like, "Excuse me, sir, bozos."
See, Laurelhurst is my summer spot. It's still too muddy at this time of year. So I tend to go to parks that are not as buried in the trees because of that reason.
Smart.
I will say, though, Julia, that the sun is out a little later than 6 usually this time of year. I would say possibly 7.
Oh, yeah. I'm talking just like direct sunlight on this park.
Oh, gotcha. Sorry. I'll walk back from my actually.
Your monocle is very, very polished right now.
Oh, yeah. I'll just see myself to Laurelhurst Park. Well, like I said, normally my ring-in is Hot Dog Mountain, which I will definitely be going now that I know I don't have to deal with permit issues. But something that's new to the mix that I actually started going to because of this show, because our fun expert, Eden Dawn, was like, oh, you got to do this. You have to go here. And I was like, I've never heard of this. And it's the Crystal Springs Rhododendron Garden. I took some family, friends, and they loved it so much. And it was one of the most gorgeous places I've been to. And I couldn't believe it taken me that long to check it out. And it's only $5. And you can bring a leash dog. You can bring a picnic. You can like lay out. You can hang out. It is such, oh my God, I'm going to say it. It's such a vibe. You guys
I'm not going now.
Julia, whatever. You were wondering, is it a vibe though?
I have a friend who actually got married at Crystal Springs a couple years ago.
Wow.
And it was just like, you win weddings. Like no wedding can ever top this.
Oh,
it's
so
gorgeous.
beautiful.
It's like still kind of low key, but like it was perfect.
That's cool. Of course, also just heads up, Japanese garden during the spring. If you get it when the cherry blossoms are at peak, it's magical. Just gotta say that too. Let's talk about events. Like, what are you guys checking out this month?
So, this might feel counterintuitive for spring, but I think it is the perfect time to go see the Portland Trail Blazers because they are so bad this year. They have no chance of making the playoffs. But that means that there's only 2 weeks worth of like Blazers basketball left this season. And tickets are so stupid cheap. I was looking on StubHub last night. You can go to the Blazers for $4 right now.
What?
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
$4 tickets. I mean, there's like a service fee on top of that. But like, yeah, for like $4, you can go and sit in like the bleachers and watch the Portland Trail Blazers lose. It's still super fun. And like, there's no pressure or anxiety when your team is bad. You can just sort of enjoy being at the,
Dude, it's why I go to Mariners games. Yeah, I know. You're just like, I'm here for a good time.
And it's like the perfect friend date as well. If you have like a buddy you haven't seen in a bit, you can just be like, hey man, I got tickets. I got Blazers tickets. I'll take you. Just like buy me a beer when you're there. And they'll end up spending way more money, but you'll be the cool friend who like brought them to the game. So that's, but really like the season ends in 2 weeks. So you got to get on it.
Oh man, that's a good tip. What about you, Julia?
I am going to be bopping around to farmers markets this time of year. I think is perfect for it. I think it's just a nice way to get inspired to try out different vegetables that are in season. And although that's true, I specifically have my eyes on the Hollywood farmers market. One, because I like the area that it's in. If you go there during the day, you can turn it into an afternoon where you can catch a movie after or go get a donut at Dough Donuts and kind of walk around. So I prefer that location. It's not ever really crowded, but I have my sights set on this craft sausage maker called Scratch Meats. So they're for the vegetables for sure, but
Oh, they're excellent. Yes, I've heard of Scratch Meats. Yes.
recently I've been getting into roasting vegetables and sausage and kind of just putting it in a bowl and covering it in sauce and having that for dinner. It's very easy to make and it's just very filling. So I'm going to go and check out their sausages and see if there's anything special that I can kind of throw in the mix. So
Yeah. I love the beginning of like baby greens season in Oregon. It's like the big old stuff isn't quite coming out of the ground yet, but the little delicate like leafy things are starting to pop out soon. And yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Farmers markets, especially during spring, make me excited about barbecues. Like, I love barbecues so much because I feel like it's like the great uniter. Like, even if you don't eat meat, you go to a barbecue and, you have your own grill, you grill your veggies. Every barbecue I've been to, the veggies always steal the show. Has that happened to you where you're just like, oh, because you're just not used to like putting fire to a veggie and so it changes it, it caramelizes it, it makes it smoky and you're just like, oh, I'm sorry, this zucchini's the best thing I've ever had.
It's always zucchini.
Totally.
You know, it's always zucchini too. It's always, or like corn or whatever. And you're like, you're eating your meat or whatever. And you're like, this is good, but I know this. Have you had a fire roasted whatever? Cabbage, this. So I don't know. Barbecue season mixed in with like the beginning of like what is available at farmer's market is just like, oh, it's my favorite.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so the thing I'm looking most forward to this month is the One Moto Show, which is happening April 19th to the 21st at the Zidell Shipyard, which is in South Portland. That space is kind of newish. Like they kind of finished it a handful of years ago. I don't know if you guys have ever been to a One Moto Show, but it's awesome. It is so much fun. I try to go every year, and I tried to last year. I couldn't go, but you know who did go was my dog, Lola. She was being babysat by a friend. And she just kept sending pictures of my dog on different motorcycles. And it was like the cutest thing.
I remember seeing those photos. I remember seeing the photos of your dog on motorcycles.
Even if you're like not super into motorcycles, it's just like a cool show to see these beautiful bikes. There's always food, something to drink. The music is always top tier, I'll be honest. It's like everywhere you go, you're just like, oh, I love this song. You know, it's such a great environment. I highly, highly suggest going to the One Moto Show. It's like $15 and up. So you guys, I think you both actually would love it.
That sounds awesome. I've never owned a motorcycle, but like I often sort of fetishize them and imagine myself being that cool. So maybe I can go to the show and like live my fantasy life as being like the cool dude who like just rides around on his vintage moto.
I don't know how cool you would be, John, because I own one. So I hope that shatters your image of how cool you would be.
I'd be at least halfway as cool as you, Claudia.
Yeah, all right. Well, let's take a quick break here. And when we come back, more of our top picks for April.
What does it mean to be locally owned and operated? For Cenex, it means everything. It means that we know if you take your coffee to go or if you like to stay a while. It means we've helped Little Leagues get jerseys and local festivals get funding. It means we know what our communities need. So you'll always leave Cenex with a full tank, full of snacks, or full of smiles. Or all of the above. And that means the world to us. Cenex, powered locally.
Another thing that makes me excited is the patios.
Yes.
Just the patios you get to hang out in again. I mean, we could hang out in patios all winter, which we do. We have nice heaters, they're covered. But sunny patio, just find me a better feeling than hanging out, like drinking something fun, eating something tasty in a nice warm patio. What are you guys looking forward to?
So this is a little bit of like a slant on patios, but the place I want to check out this month is the Portland Pickles Public House.
I saw that. Yes.
Yeah. Portland Pickles, the baseball team in Portland that is just like amazing and hilarious and wacky. They're opening a sports bar on Mississippi. I mean, it's already open. And like the whole idea is that it's sort of like a home base for Pickles fans. They're going to be showing baseball games and they have a patio out front that you can sit at. But I feel like one of the things that we sort of miss in Portland is like that real big spring baseball fever, you know? Like growing up in Detroit, Tigers opening day was like unofficial holiday. Like you could just take the day off and everybody be like, it's opening day. Of course he's not working today.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited to have this place to be like a home of baseball in Portland in the springtime.
Yeah.
And they're saying that they have a hot dog menu. I don't know what this means, but they say they have a menu of curated selection of the best stadium hot dogs, from Dodger dogs to Fenway Franks. So the idea of like having an afternoon of like snacking on like different iconic baseball hot dogs sounds so great to me.
I might be tearing up right now a little bit.
And this is absolutely true because it's from the Pickles website. They say the space will not only serve as a gathering place for fans, but it's also the campaign headquarters for Dylan T. Pickle, who is running for president this year. Did you know that Dylan the Pickle is running for president of the United States? I didn't.
I was like, the president of what?
I know.
Of America.
Like the president of Pickles?
Sorry. I was slow to that one.
Who's going to be part of this administration? I don't understand what's happening right now. Oh, the president of the United States. That makes a lot of sense. Yes, of course, yes.
Truly, why not, though?
I mean, the pickle social media is like really silly. I saw something announcing this, and like somebody on like social media was like, "Is this a joke? You guys are always joking." And they had to respond like, "No, we're actually opening a bar. This isn't just a gag."
Oh my God.
Oh my God. You're like, well, the presidential office must land somewhere. I heard about this, so excited. One of the comments in their announcement was like, imagine what we do with an actual Major League Baseball team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're like, if we're doing this for like our college like wood bat team, imagine if we had a Major League. Like we would lose our mind. Like Portland would lose their mind, and in the best way possible. So I don't know who listens that does stuff for the thing I'm about to say. Please bring us baseball.
We want it.
Major League Baseball.
And I will say, if you want to actually see the Pickles play, their season is kicking off in May.
Perfect.
Love it. What about you, Julia? What patio are you looking forward to?
All right. So this one is my all-time favorite. It's kind of hidden on Division, but it's a combination of two places that share this backyard alley patio space. One of the spots is a food cart called Ruthie's, which does wood-fired family recipe seasonal foods, it's just so tasty every time. And it's one of those places where you do have to go quite early from when they open so that they don't sell out, because they typically do sell out, especially on the weekends. So just a tip on that front. One of my favorite things that they make every time that I go are these bread rolls that they slather in salted butter and like this raspberry jam. And it's one of the food cart owner's grandma's recipe. And they're so like toasty and warm. It's very comforting. But the cool thing about this space is that you could take that food inside to Someday Bar, which shares the same patio space, and they have themselves seasonal cocktails. So you can go and get yourself a bread roll, take it over to Someday, order your cocktail, choose to sit outside. If it's raining, you can go and sit in Someday, which is really cozy. It makes for such an ideal evening and even just a late afternoon. And I tend to lose track of time there. I'll go there with a few friends and start to just hang out and go from place to place. And then next thing you know, it's like 10 p.m. So.
Oh, your 20s. Mm-hmm. Do you remember that, John?
I do. Yeah.
When you leave your house at like 2 and then you're like, it's 3 a.m. How did this happen?
How did that happen?
And I'm completely wearing different clothes. I don't understand.
Who did that?
Yeah. Whereas in your late 30s, you're like, I'm free from 3:40 to 4:15.
Oh my God, seriously.
No, Someday Bar is super cute. I kind of stumbled upon that patio with a friend last summer. You walk down the alley and you don't really think anything is going to be back there. And then you walk out, it's like almost like this nice little garden space back there. It's really, really
There's
cute.
string lights. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Well, my patio, I feel like I've mentioned this before, but I'm actually going to do it. Victoria. So Victoria is I always forget, but aren't they like all vegan? I mean, they must have other food that's not vegan. I think they're both, right?
Victoria's a part of Lightning Collective, which is like By and By and like was Sweet Hereafter until they just closed. So I think that at this point they're majority vegan, but like they do have some meat options.
Because I was like, wait, I swear I've eaten meat there, but I also swear I've eaten vegan food there. I'm very confused.
Crazy Good Buffalo Cauliflower, yeah.
Oh my God, exactly. They have crazy good. And also, I don't know, I tend to love fake chicken more than real chicken. There's just something about the texture of fake chicken, especially when it's breaded, where I'm just like, I don't know what this is, but I love it way more. But the reason their patio, what's happening this month is that they have dinner for your dog.
Dinner for
You can order your... Yeah. John, I looked at John's like, you're like, you know what? I'm not getting a motorcycle. It's going to be me and Lola. Her little goggles, her freaking ears flying. We're going to Victoria for dinner.
Stop.
I feel like we need to hear from Lola on this. I think you need to grab her and get her on the mic.
Let's see. I don't know where she is. No, it's no joke. When she knows that I'm recording, she's like, I'm out of here. I can't hear this. And she like goes somewhere else. She doesn't even hang out in the same room with me. She's like, I can't deal with you guys. Like, no. No, but you are able to go for dinner. So, my partner and I, Jessica, will go have some dinner, and then we get to bring our dog, hang outside, and then she gets a little plate of like dog-friendly foods. Isn't that so cute?
It's really adorable.
Aw, and it's so cute. Anyhow, I'm very excited about that. The other thing I wanted to ask was your personal tip, possible hack, a goal for the month of April.
Yes, this is the one that I am most excited about, that I think is like one of the unsung gems of Portland. Springtime, everybody pulls their bicycle out of storage. I mean, some of us have been warriors in riding all through the winter, but I think most of us probably haven't touched our bicycle since about September, right? And it needs a tune-up. Well, you could take it to a bike shop, and there's like a million wonderful bike shops in Portland that you can get great service at. But I think you should go down to the Bike Farm. And this is a co-op that is in Northeast. It's like just north of Broadway between MLK and I-5, you know, that little strip right there. And it's entirely run by volunteers that will like help you figure out how to fix your own bike, right? They don't do repairs for you. You cannot pay them to repair your bike. But there's volunteers there that you can be like, what's going on with this bike? And they'll be like, well, the brakes need this and like the wheel needs that. And like, let me show you how to do it. And they have all the tools and you can like get in there and like learn how to work on your bike yourself. It is so, so great. I had like a kind of clunker bike several years ago and I took it in there and they taught me how to like completely like disassemble and like clean out the like bottom bracket where the pedals are. And it's just so nice to have this opportunity to like work on your bike and do it yourself and learn all these techniques. They have maintenance workshops. They have dedicated like BIPOC and LGBTQ nights. They do sell bikes there as well. But if you like cycling and like you care about your bike, there's nothing I recommend more than getting in there and like hanging out with these people who just love bicycles so much and like want to teach you how to work on your bike as well. It's amazing.
That is so cool. Never heard of it, but very Portland.
That is like such a good tip.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. We're like, well, I think we're done. We're not going to talk anymore.
Yeah, it's really sweet.
No. What about you, Julia? What's your tip, hack, goal for the month?
Mine is not even close to as fun, but it's just a reminder to pay your arts tax. Wah, wah.
Boo, Julia, boo.
So, listeners, if you make more than $1,000 a year, you got to pay $35 to the city. But here's the thing. It does go to some really great programs. A lot of it goes to school districts to fund their arts programs. A lot of it goes to local organizations that put on events like Kickstand Comedy in the Park at Laurelhurst, and even just summer theater programs in general. So things that you're probably already enjoying and not knowing why it's free when you're sitting there drinking a glass of wine in the summertime. It's because of this arts tax. So don't forget to pay it. You usually get something in the mail, but you can go online and just put in your card information and pay it that way.
Yeah. I don't want to talk about this. I'm like polishing my soapbox right now, but I'm going to move on. Thank you, Julia. That is a good tip because if you forget, you guys, just so you know, you will get fined and those fines will multiply. Trust me. So one of my personal goals for the month is very closely related to yours, John. I'm going to buy a new bike.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm going to ride a Sovies. That's one of my favorite things to do. And I usually do it a lot in the summer. But my bike, John, you might have actually heard about this, but my bike got stolen a handful of years ago. And so I've been, and it was it was a Bianchi. It was a Frankenstein Bianchi. I loved it. I still think about that bike. Love it so much. I don't know. I'm sure most people who ride bikes understand that, like, when you get to a new bike, it feels different and your body feels different and you hate it. And you're just like, I don't like this, you know? And so I've had that feeling for like, I feel like a couple years now. And so I'm like, I have to just buy a new bike and stop being a weenie, you know, because I'm not going on as many rides as I normally do. I tend to just walk or whatever. And I really miss riding my bike. So it's going to happen. I'm going to probably take, you know, a friend to hold me accountable, and I'm going to do it. And then I'm going to go to Sovies, and then I'm going to be like, see, you're fine.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I love it. Claudia, I do, if you aren't able to make it all the way down to the bike farm, I do have a full set of bike tools at my house as well. So I'm happy to do any little, and I've got like a stand, so I can do any little tweaks or... Yeah. You think you're going to get like a new bike or a used bike? What are you thinking?
I don't know. I've never bought a new bike. I've always bought like a new to me bike. So I don't know. I'm I'm excited, but I'm also a little sad because it just means that like it's real.
Yeah.
My Bianchi's gone.
No, it's like getting a new pet, Claudia. Like you miss your old pet, but then like after a little while, you like fall in love, and then.
But imagine your pet was stolen. It was so traumatic.
Oh gosh, that would suck.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm gonna go. Sage doesn't know this yet, but she's probably coming with me. So she's listening. She's like, I am fine. Okay. So of all the things we listed, let's vote. What are we doing? Which is your favorite? John.
I normally wouldn't go for my own, but I think I'm going to hold myself accountable and go see the Blazers in the next couple weeks. Because it's like end of the line, it's cheap, and like, come on, you gotta support the Trailblazers.
I think I'm gonna meet y'all at the Pickles Bar.
Pickles bar.
Pickles bar. This is a banger. I'll be honest. I'm like, but I want to do them all.
Yeah.
I'm like, nobody wants to buy a new bike with me? Fine.
How about this? Julia, you cover my drinks at the Pickles Bar, and I'll buy a ticket to go see the Portland Trailblazers. How does that sound?
I see what you're doing, John.
Dude, it's not a fair trade, Julia.
If you rope in a soft pretzel, I'm in.
A $40 pretzel.
I'm not buying food at the Moda Center. I'm just buying you a $4 ticket.
Come on.
He's like, no, that was not the tip, Julia. The tip was not to buy a $40 soft pretzel at the Moda.
What about you, Claudia?
Honestly, like the Pickles Bar, I now want to go to a Blazers game. The bike farm sounds awesome, but I don't have a bike yet.
They sell bikes.
Wait, the bike farm sells bike?
They sell refurbished bikes as well. I thought I said that. Did I not say that? Yeah, they also sell like used bikes that people who work there have made.
Yeah, that's cool. Jeez, I don't know. Okay, it's like if you have to choose one thing to do, then it has to be time dependent. And actually, it's the One Moto show. What the hell am I talking about? That's super time dependent. I'm sorry, you guys. I would love to meet you at the Pickle House. I would love to go sit at the Blazers and watch them dribble balls. But it's the One Moto show for me. I'm sorry. Is this the first time we've not decided on one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this
Wow.
is the first time we've all split. Mm-hmm.
Should we arm wrestle next? Is this what is the next level of this?
I think we just do all three and just have like a banging day.
Yeah, all in one day.
Oh my God, that'd be so sick. Blazers, Pickle House, and then One Moto show. I'll bring my dog.
Yeah.
You can see how great she looks on every motorcycle.
Aw, Lola.
Can't wait.
Well, you guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me, sharing your awesome ideas for what to do this month. And if you're listening out there, I want to hear what you guys are going to do. I want to hear if we missed anything. I'm sure we did. Just so you know, this is in the end all be all to April. This is just our suggestions. Love to hear yours. And thanks, guys. I'll see you in a little bit.
Yeah, thanks, Claudia.
See ya. Thank you.
That's all for today here on CityCast Portland. Thanks so much for listening. If you enjoyed the show, please share it with a friend, rate or leave us a review. It really does help us out. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more from around the city. Until then, see you with Slim.